on the side of the board, but they're also members of
right.
Guided Path, and I have some of my siblings are part of the members, and I have other people as well.
Okay.
And so we're like 5 of us.
Alright.
You know, so and then we have our incredible volunteers that have been such an integral part of the activities that we do at Guided Path. Like, so they help out when we go, for example, to provide mental health education in schools. Volunteers are there to make sure that everything is going smoothly, but I also give them opportunities to also present and convey their messages to the youth and whatever topic that we're going to be dealing in. And so I just wanted to bring that to light first. And in terms of the board and their contribution, so they're there as advisors. It's like they're not there to help you do the work.
Right.
You do the work and you have to report, like,
Right.
This is what we have been doing so far. This is our progress. These are our challenges. This is what we're facing. And then from that space, they're able to advise you that I think you should try to approach this from that
Right.
angle. I think you should try to utilize this strategy. So it's been really great in that space. But also, they expose you to opportunities in terms of there's some members of the board that we conduct research together on, especially in mental health issues. We might speak about that later. But so it's a beautiful mix of
Yes.
people that have such diverse skills and talents that make everything come together.
So what's the response from these communities that you go to at these schools? Yeah, do you get a general sense of they appreciate it, or if
Definitely,
you're
definitely.
yeah, do you think do you see progression in their lives also? Because it's a fairly recent. When did you said when was it founded?
Oh, yeah.
20.
So Guided Path was officially registered in July 2020.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's a fairly young
Yeah.
organization
Yeah.
at most. But I remember our first class, if I may say, mental health class was at Makumbusho Primary School, and it was we organized ourselves together with another organization called Open Up.
Open up.
Yeah, Open Up, the Open Up Foundation, and we went to talk to students from standards 5 to 7 about what is mental health. First of all, what is the importance
Right.
of preserving your mental health? How can you ensure good mental health?
How was it initially? How did they initially receive it? Was it like
Yeah.
in foreign language, or did they have an idea of what you were getting at?
Definitely not. When we, of course, we have to look at the our audience
Right,
and where
yeah.
we're going,
How to tailor
and
your
so
message.
exactly tailor our message. And so for that particular session, we conducted it in Swahili.
Mm.
Yeah, to make it more relatable and to make the students feel comfortable to ask questions
Right.
and bring their concerns. So that's always beautiful. But the headmaster was so impressed, and he was like, we need this. I wish this is something that could be done often, because he highlighted that a majority of the students come from really difficult backgrounds, and as much as the school and the administrative staff can do their best in providing a conducive learning environment to the best of their abilities and availability of resources, but giving that extra push, or just adding something that deals with the students' needs on a more emotional level is something that is always welcomed.
Right. So what did the principal, for instance, explain to you because you mentioned how you speak to your boards, what are the challenges?
Mhm.
Did you get his perspective of why there isn't more of that from his perspective, and also from yours? What are some of the challenges that you're facing in this mission? Because obviously it might be institutional, maybe cultural, maybe there's just not a priority set within the zeitgeist. I don't know. Walk me through that. What have you been encountering?
So the feedback, because after every session, our organization drafts a report
Right.
where we report what happened, the feedback we received, the challenges, and the areas that we feel we need to improve. We always record that so that we monitor ourselves where we can do better. And the feedback that I received from not just that particular headmaster, but the other places that we've gone to, is that mental health is something that is needed, but very misunderstood.
Mm.
It's like someone feels that their body's aching, but they just can't really identify where, or they just feel like they're not themselves, but they really can't put their finger on what exactly is happening until later on the results are much disastrous.
Right.
Let me put it that way. So the one thing that is clear is that mental health education is crucial. Students, adults, everyone, people are dealing with a lot, but I think it's kind of alien in our culture to people don't even know what mental health is. Let's just start there. When someone is physically injured, they know, everyone can see it. Oh, you broke your arm, you broke your leg, and everyone has sympathy and empathy for you. But mental and emotional pain is invisible. You know, like I could be here right now and nobody knows what I'm going through. And because they don't see any visible scars, it's very difficult for someone to have that empathy.
Yeah.
And so that's the biggest challenge, where sometimes people don't come out because they think they'll be considered attention seeking, considered lazy. On top of that, you'd be surprised that even the most educated people think that mental health is such a Western construct. What did they usually say? Magonjwa yao ya kizungu.
I was about to say.
Exactly. Like, people do not see it as a real thing because, again, awareness about mental health, how it manifests and shows itself up in our lives and how it can affect you, all that is not common knowledge.
Right.
But I'm happy that there's been a rise in momentum in mental health. So we're progressing, like it's a good pace.
Yeah, certainly. I think also because we always talk about this, like why, because even in South Africa, there's like in Zulu, for instance, apparently there's no word for depression.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the whole
At
language.
least we have one.
Yeah, what is the word?
You know, okay. Now you're putting me on the spot because
No,
I know the word, but the word for depression has the syllable. If you just get it right, get it wrong, you're gonna be referring to a venereal disease.
Oh, yeah, let's not take that risk. Yes.